Very good evening. You're watching a Poll Pulse special today, where we have decided to conduct a opinion survey to test the strength of the Mahagathbandhan in the one state that actually matters, which is Uttar Pradesh. And we are looking today at a scenario, to be precise, 3 scenarios, as of today, projected to 2019. If elections were held today, would the Mahagathbandhan prove to be a headache for the NDA in the state of Uttar Pradesh that sends 80 MPs to the Lok Sabha? With me, Navika Kumar. Navika, this is a very, very important exercise because the expectation right now in the opposition is that if they come together, that's the end, really, of the NDA.
That's right. All the leaders from the opposition who are trying to get in a Mahagathbandhan off the ground have been talking about one formula to the success of 2019, which is to get the Mahagathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh first and foremost going, because that is going to really kill the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, and then that's where they can begin to put the foundation of an opposition resurrection against the BJP and the juggernaut called Narendra Modi. So we are going to be looking at 3 scenarios. One, if there is absolutely no alliances, something that the BJP would be hoping for. No BSP, no Samajwadi Party, nothing coming together. That's the first and the best scenario that Amit Shah could be waiting for. The second option we will be looking at is if all of them come together. If it's Ajit Singh, Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav and Mayawati hand in hand walking together up Raisina Hill, going to Rashtrapati Bhavan to stake their claim. That's scenario number 2 that we could be looking at. And scenario number 3 is the smart opposition parties, which is Mayawati and Akhilesh Yadav coming together but keeping Rahul Bhaiya out. Getting Ajit Singh also along, but keeping Rahul Gandhi steadfastly out because they don't think he's going to be the leader of the Mahagathbandhan, a seat or a position he's likely to demand. All of those scenarios is something that we are going to be looking at in the context of Uttar Pradesh, because that's going to be the make or break state as far as 2019 is concerned.
Well, let me quickly get Jay into this. Jay, before we look at some of the qualitative questions, do you believe that the Mahagathbandhan, the coming together of some of these parties that many people believe don't have any business to come together except to oppose Modi, do you think this is going to be the game changer, or do you believe, Jay, that this is hype?
I believe it's hype. It wouldn't be the game changer because elections are now fought on leadership. Simply arithmetical addition of votes may not translate as a challenge to the momentum in favor of a leader. Also, several partners of this Mahagathbandhan do not have transferable votes like the Congress party. I mean, so if they go, maybe 60-70% of the voters stay behind and go back to the BJP. That can also happen.
That can happen.
Yeah.
So you mean that there could be a situation where there will be maximum polarization,
yeah,
and the BJP's vote share may actually go up? Well, very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting thesis. Let's get to some of the big qualitative questions. Let me go straight across to the big wall and let's take some of these big issues up first and foremost. The first question, viewers, the CNX poll that we've conducted has a respondent size of 17,000. This was conducted across the country. We're only picking Uttar Pradesh right now. There's a plus minus 3% margin for error. This is definitive. It goes up here and you can see that we have a complete breakdown of the methodology. Number of respondents, 17,100 viewers. Number of males, 8,700. Number of females, rough cut there. Uttar Pradesh, margin of error plus minus 3%. Let's just open this out. Let's quickly go to the big questions this evening. And the big question is, what will be the most important issue if you were to actually go in and cast your vote? What would be top of the mind? What are you going to be testing the opposition as well as the government on? Basic which issue? Here you can see, for many others, Rafale deal and corruption, only 10%. The Ram Mandir in Uttar Pradesh, 11%. So it's not this big transformational issue that most people think, or at least the opposition fears that it will be. Let's have a look at some of the others. We're looking at development, work done by Modi, unemployment, inflation. Here it is. Let's go straight across. 74%. It's about Vikas, viewers. It's about Vikas. Others 5%, which are issues like Me Too campaign and some of the other smaller issues which are to do with local governance. This is not going to be an election according to the voters that is going to be decided on either this issue or the Rafale deal that the opposition, especially the Congress party, is pinning its hope on. It's all going to be about bread and butter. And we've broken this bread and butter down into unemployment. 30% are looking at development work done by the Modi government. Unemployment is 21%, jobs and inflation, all of that coming under to about 20%. So this is very, very important, viewers, extremely important when we are assessing this particular election. I just want to throw this open very quickly, and I want to bring in very, very simply at this moment Nishant Verma. Nishant Verma, are you surprised at all? Are you surprised at all at this response? You have been pitching Rafale as the main issue, corruption as the main issue. Maybe you're barking up the wrong tree. Maybe you need to bring the focus back on development.
No, primarily these are also important issues. It does not mean that Rafale is something that is going to make or break. It is a very important issue, no doubt, because it actually creates the credibility and the image of the person in question, that is Mr. Narendra Modi. Let me break it down.
It's only 2.3% actually. If you put corruption with that, it's 8%. So 8% plus 2% makes 10%. Mr. Rajagopal?
Jute. Rafale is only a jute. But before that, I want to congratulate you and your team for the best studio you have inaugurated today, and I am lucky that I am a part of it today. Number one. Number two, what Rahul Gandhi has been speaking all these days are only lies, lies, nothing but lies. In Uttar Pradesh, what you have focused is going to be chula, gas connections, road and electricity. For the last 1 year, there is no disconnection of electricity in the entire Uttar Pradesh. That is the development which Narendra Modi has been saying.
But it's also about unemployment.
Unemployment is an issue. I don't deny that. But at the same time, people want 3 important things. 1, to reside a house, cooking gas and road. These 3 Mr. Modi and Yogi have given. Therefore, BJP's extra vote is going to come from that. It is going to shock Congress and Rahul Gandhi.
Mr. Bhadoria, opposition disproportionately fearing and perhaps even playing into the hands of the BJP by looking at the Ram Mandir, exaggerating the impact of Rafale. Get back to basics, sir. Pin the government on what you elected it to do.
Well, that is precisely the point. And when the elections are announced and when the elections are held, you will see that people will be testing Modi and Yogi both, who had given large promises to the people of Uttar Pradesh as well as to the country to solve the problem of unemployment, to deal with the issues of the farmers, to bring the black money back and lead Uttar Pradesh into a new system where there will be all-round development. But we saw nothing happened. Even in Banaras, where bridges were falling down, we saw nothing happened. In Gorakhpur, where thousands of children died because of lack of proper health policy. So therefore, on all such questions, but let me also say this, you have conducted your survey, but the people of Uttar Pradesh have also done their own survey and their oon homework. They showed it in Gorakhpur that BJP could be routed just by the Samajwadi Party and BSP coming together. In Phulpur, the BJP could be routed from one place, the chief minister, from the other place, the deputy chief minister. Similarly, in Kairana and Nurpur, there is a complete rout of BJP. And let me promise to you,
Mr. Bhadoria,
that we will meet soon after the Lok Sabha
Mr. Bhadoria, is there a message for Rahul Gandhi in your statement? Are you saying that Rahul Gandhi को आप बाहर रखेंगे और अखिलेश और बुआ इकट्ठे काफी हैं?
Rahul Gandhi to aana hi nahi chahte. He didn't want to come. He showed that in Madhya Pradesh, in Rajasthan, in Chhattisgarh. It is for Rahul Gandhi because he thinks that he is still in the 1950s where he can run this election alone and he can win on his own.
Where is the arrest?
I can almost see Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao heaving a sigh of relief. Mr. Narasimha Rao, that must be music to your ears because as of now, BSP and Samajwadi Party seem to have no use for Rahul Gandhi. And is that going to be your formula for 2019? In Uttar Pradesh at least, keep Rahul Gandhi away from these two, start from that premise and work upwards from there and try and break any alliance, any Gathbandhan in Uttar Pradesh. Is that your formula, Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao?
Navika, I think it is for these parties to decide whether they want to lose this election, these elections, 2019 elections individually, or whether they want to sync together. I think they will sync for sure. I think the BJP and under Prime Minister Modi's leadership is going to record a massive victory in 2019, including in the state of Uttar Pradesh, even in UP assembly polls.
But GVL Narasimha Rao, let me tell you, when you look at the results of this particular, and I'm going to open this out to more of the questions.
But
one second, but Mr. Narasimha Rao, I want to point out, maybe you will regret not taking a firmer stand. Maybe you will not. One second, maybe you will. 1 second, sir. Give me 30 seconds. 1 second, 30 seconds. Maybe you will regret. Gentlemen, let's not reduce this to a shouting match. GVL Narasimha Rao, I want to come back to you. Look, just look at the focus of the voter. Development 30%, unemployment 21%, inflation 8%, farmers' problems 12%. You do the math, sir, 60-odd%. It's on your screens. If you add them all up, 74% of these individuals are saying that we really need governance. Are you going to end up regretting the fact that you haven't taken a firmer position, telling individuals who are from the right, like the Shiv Sena, as well as the VHP and Bajrang Dal, to drop this mandir business? Because people don't want that. You should have taken a firmer position.
No, Rahul, the BJP's position on all these matters is very well clear. But at the same time, there are individual outfits and organizations, and people have their own aspirations. We cannot really control the emotions and aspirations of different sections of the people. But as a government, as a party, we have taken a very clear position on this.
Well,
and 2019, take it from me.
Well, let's find out how people are assessing your government. No, 1 second. You came in with the promise
of Prime Minister
maximum governance, minimum government. Let's see how people are now assessing your performance. We asked the question, and let me go straight back. Let me go straight back to our big wall where we are going to be pulling out the further other questions. And the main one, as Modi government completes 4.5 years, have Achhe Din arrived? Have they delivered? Look at this, only 52%, just about half are saying yes, resounding 31% saying no, can't say 17, big number for concern. This could go either which way. Jay, are you surprised at this indecisiveness? 6 months before, 17%, a fifth of the voters, quite frankly, don't have an opinion.
Rahul, I expect this out of a welfare state. In a welfare state, typically the voters tend to go with the ruling party for about 3 to 4 years. Yeah. Then there's a sense of little disillusionment. That is what that 17% is.
Disillusionment. Yeah. And combined with the people who have completely ruled out Achhe Din, that's a big floating number.
It is floating, but not all of this vote necessarily goes against the BJP. Remember that. At the end, there's a vote for the leadership premium.
Okay, let's look at the other big question. Do you think Modi government should bring an ordinance on the Ram Mandir? The big talking point these days in BJP circles is, let's bring in an ordinance. What are we getting here? Yes, 46%, no, 27%, can't say 27%. That's a big number that actually is saying, we're okay. Yes, fine, 46%. Not the biggest winning card. Taken together with, most importantly, and let's be honest, taken together with the fact that it's not even the top 5 issues, the Ram Mandir ain't going to really take you through. Ashutosh Mishra, are you surprised at all?
Actually, no, because at the first pie chart that you showed, it was all about economy. I mean, we have heard this in the US elections, it's the economy is stupid. Yeah. Which obviously Mr. Modi doesn't understand. That's why he is so obsessed with attacking Rahul Gandhi, Congress Mukh Bharat. He's worried about all other people coming together. But what about Vikas? You talk about Vikas. Vikas is obviously selling pakoras somewhere. And the electricity that Mr. Rajgopal talks about, you have to pay those bills also to be able to utilize them.
You want free?
You want free? I want job.
Rahul Gandhi
to be able to pay the bill. If I don't have a job, what will I do with the
Rahul Gandhi free mein dega.
Hang on.
Rahul Gandhi will create jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the Mudra scheme not create jobs? Does the Mudra scheme not self-employed?
No. Mudra scheme is the biggest fraud. Raghuram Rajan has pointed out that it is creating Kisan, along with Kisan Credit Card, it is creating another.
That's a systemic problem.
That is the biggest fraud. It's being perpetrated on Indians.
Sudarshan wants to come in.
Even in UPA rules, there was unemployment.
Political analyst Sudarshan wants to come in.
Rahul, even after a move like demonetization, Uttar Pradesh voted resoundingly in the favor of
Sudarshan.
Let me complete.
Sudarshan,
you have let me
today
complete. They voted
an
in
interview
favor of
published.
the Bharatiya Janata Party. Number 1, 2. Today,
for which elections are you referring?
For the last
we're talking
5
general
years,
elections,
for the last,
assembly election.
For the last
this is exactly how they escape.
For the last 5 years, we have moved from a narrative of poverty alleviation to poverty elimination. Even take a scheme like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. It was a bank muster role in villages. The present dispensation has changed it to asset creation in villages. There are no jobs there.
Let me point out that the ex-CA Arvind Subramanian has today said that demonetization was the most harebrained scheme.
On one hand, you are saying MSMEs are affected.
So let's talk about people
Mudra
who
helps
know.
the MSMEs.
He was your advisor, and he's saying it's an harebrained scheme.
He was advisor in Congress also, Mishra ji. Let me ask you what's to do that.
Let me bring in gentlemen, let's not tear each other's hair out. It might be a harebrained scream, but that doesn't mean that we have to tear each other's hair out. Give me 30 seconds. 1 second. Jay, is demo? 1 second. Demo, the justification for demo is like, look how fantastically we did in Uttar Pradesh right after demo.
Look at the.
Do you think?
No, wait. I have an excellent example to give you. The way people are talking about demo, way back in 2001 when I worked in Wipro, we had a very active CEO, Vivek Paul, and he once said, look, all Americans, they are complaining, they've lost their job. The problem is because offshoring has been written about, everybody who loses his job thinks it's because it's gone to Bangalore. And here, everybody who's maybe having an economic hit is thinking it's because of demo. It may not be because of demo.
It may not be because of demo.
I completely disagree with this kind of narrative. I completely
agree with Sudarshan.
You may agree with
Nishant.
Please agree.
Mr. Nishant.
Please agree.
But I'm coming to you, sir. I want to ask Nishant Verma just one question.
He is helpless, Navika. He is alone. He is helpless.
Okay.
Because Rahul Gandhi speaks only lies.
Okay.
He has no role than that.
All right. Let me ask
For him, Rahul Gandhi is
where is Rahul Gandhi now?
Rahul Gandhi is jhoot. Rahul Gandhi is jhoot. And Modi is jhoot ka Sardar.
Okay.
So let's compare.
Let's not get into rhetoric. Let's not get into rhetoric. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you want that everybody continue to do business in the black money market, cash transactions? Don't you agree that demonetization has brought with it certain amount of reforms? People are using digital payments, people are using credit cards, people are 1 minute. Don't get excited. People are using businesses, and 12 crore people have come into the tax net. Isn't that additional money that's going to come in to finance infrastructure, poverty alleviation and all other schemes?
Good, you raised this point. Let me first of all clarify, there is nothing called black money defined even by the government of India. The unaccounted cash that was floating of RBI is what they call probably black money.
No.
Now, is what they call black money.
It's not like
is
that.
what they call
limited understanding.
See, the point is when you
So
talk
what
of
does he mean by unaccounted RBI? What is he saying?
He is very
So ask me and I'll explain.
Explain that.
See, I'll ask me
and
and I will explain.
Today Vermaji is facing
Whatever.
Black money, who else can explain better
See,
than a
problem is,
Rahul,
the problem is I am not raising the voice today. I am not raising because I want people to know. I want people to know that these people do not want you to know the truth.
Gentlemen, look, I can give you more truth. I can give you I can give you more.
People have known the truth.
More big questions coming
the
up.
point is, you people have gone all wrong when you try to hide things by howling.
Chalo,
Okay,
Rahul
look,
Gandhi
one
Prime
second.
Minister banega?
क्यों जरूरत है राहुल गांधी
Let's find out.
आपको ये डिस्कस करना है क्या मोदी दोबारा बन सकता है which is a zero possibility.
Okay, gentlemen,
उत्तर प्रदेश की बात करते हैं
Gentlemen,
उत्तर प्रदेश की बात करते हैं
gentlemen, let's look at
इतना अच्छा
Okay, gentlemen, now next big question. Okay, I'm brokering a piece. I'm brokering a piece. I'm brokering a piece. Okay, wait. I'm brokering a piece. Gentlemen, one second.
जब से गोरखपुर की सीट बनी
Okay, gentlemen.
गोरखपुर की सीट बनी
Gentlemen, I'm brokering a piece. Listen to me.
अवैधनाथ
You want to find out?
आदित्यनाथ
One second, relax.
क्यों हारे?
Do you want to find out?
उनका
One second,
सारा खुल गया है।
Okay, नया
सब
स्टूडियो
खुल
है।
गया है।
Relax
कांच
कीजिए।
नहीं टूटेगा।
ठंडा कीजिए। Okay.
मोदी का झूठ टूटेगा।
The next big question. Gentlemen, please. Next big question coming up. There it is. 1 second, please. Next big question coming up. Who do you want to be India's next Prime Minister? Viewers, here it is. The big gainer, Rahul Gandhi, 20%. Modi at 42%. You might remember, viewers, that about 6 months ago, and a little before that, when we had been polling, Jay, you would remember this, when you had conducted, the VMR had conducted a poll, Mr. Modi's approval ratings were much higher. Today, there are other people who've sort of entered this entire equation. Mamata Banerjee, 11%, was about 4 or 5%. Mahagathbandhan was about 3%. Rahul Gandhi was in the 11s, 12% pre-teens. Here, I think he's having a bit of an impact there. 20% Rahul Gandhi, Modi 42%. What are you attributing this to?
Well, actually, in a lot of our previous polls also, Mr. Rahul Gandhi was around 16, 15. I don't think 20 is therefore a big gain for him. I think this is moderate. What I think is really the flip side of the picture is his others having 16%, which seems to have gone away from Mr. Modi. So in a sense, there is some sense of an undecided voters. But I personally feel these tend to go with one of the leaders. And here, the runner-up, the runner is Mr. Modi. The runner-up is Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
Yeah. No, this narrative is wrong. What it shows is 58% of the country does not want Mr. Modi.
Agree.
No now, problem. If they are the other on the matrix, are the Mahagathbandhan people. They come together. He's routed out.
All right. Mahagathbandhan coming together.
I'll go back to history. The matrix says Mahagathbandhan is getting.
I talk about Uttar Pradesh. Way back, 25 years ago, in 1993, there was a Mahagathbandhan in UP, SP, BSP, the first alliance government. In spite of the Mahagathbandhan, they polled exactly the same number of seats they won as BJP, and actually BJP polled more votes than them. Well, therefore, this big gung-ho about Mahagathbandhan.
So let's get in Faizan Kidwai, the other player. Samajwadi Party.
Well, Navika, we've got to take a short break. I'm sorry. We'll just take a quick break.
When we come back, we'll come out to Faizan Kidwai because...
And the first projections.
Yes.
Very important. The first numbers will be out. We'll take a short break. We're right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Poll Pulse, this special edition. We're asking a specific question. Is the Mahagathbandhan going to cause problems for the Bharatiya Janata Party? And we have chosen Uttar Pradesh to test this question, test the voter. Let's look at the numbers now. Let's poll first whether if each one of these political parties were to contest alone, whether the BJP would still get the numbers it got earlier. Let's first look at the vote share. Viewers, here are the vote shares for you. The BJP, the Congress, the BSP, RLD, Samajwadi Party, others. Let's quickly look at these. These are all percentage numbers. If you look at this entire chart, you will see something quite specific. The CNX poll that we have conducted shows that the BJP will have a swing of 4% away. This is the incumbency disadvantage that the BJP is now beginning to face in Uttar Pradesh. So over 5 years, if elections were to be held today, the voter believes that as far as it is concerned, the BJP does not deserve as much of a vote as it got the last time. Who is the biggest beneficiary? 5% the Congress in favor. We'll have to see how many seats it picks up on the back of that. The BSP, not much of the gainer here, but it's the Samajwadi Party that also seems to be only getting a little less than what it should have gained. So the BJP, the best case scenario for the BJP is that there is no Mahagathbandhan. Let's look at the seat share. How would that happen if the seats were to be polled here? Let's have a look at that. And here you can see the survey says that the BJP contesting alone, viewers, alone, if the BJP were to contest alone, would get 55. That's down a number of seats. It had 73 with its alliance partner the last time. That's a huge meltdown. So 71 to 55, do the maths. It's quite clear. Minus 16 seats, it will be down. There you can see minus 16 here, the BJP, minus 16, the BSP gains 9, the Samajwadi Party gains 4. So on that same vote share of 20%, the BSP seems to be gaining numbers. That's a big development, Jay. How do you read this? How do you read this?
This is not dissimilar to the 1996 Lok Sabha election in UP when the configuration was similar. All the four parties contested separately as they're contesting now. The vote share then was about 34% to the BJP. Now it's 39.
Yes.
So that time it was 52 seats at 34%. Now at 39 it's 55. It's perfectly proportional to 1996. So this is a very, in a sense, a very reliable result for a separate contesting party.
But Jay, my question to you is something different. What is the percentage of this scenario coming into play, which is all parties going alone?
Very little, very little. Now here's where we'll get into some very exciting speculation. Now, if the actual Mahagathbandhan takes place, that is SP, BSP go together, maybe the Congress also goes with them. This 39, due to polarization of votes, when there are two clear fronts in an election, the votes actually tend to polarize in favor of either of the fronts, which means this 39 will then go up to 45. This combination will then stick up to something like 50. What we have traditionally seen after 2016 is that the two major fronts command about 95% of the votes. Now with the 5% differential in the vote shares and the sort of demography that UP has, that is in the Terai region around Nepal, there's a lot of minority dominant seats. Lower down, there's a lot of Hindu dominant seats. Given that sort of a demographic distribution and such a polarization, 45 is to 50, the BJP might not actually suffer that much. As
you know, Jay, what is worrying is if you really look at this, 1 second, Mr. Rajagopalan, just think about it. Already, if you were just to look at the map of Uttar Pradesh, the BJP contesting alone, GVL Narasimha Rao, you are already down. You are already down from your tally of 2014 by 16 seats. GVL Narasimha Rao, even going alone without the Mahagathbandhan, you are down 16 seats. That is not inspiring.
No, Rahul, these numbers just don't add up.
I
think I've been a pollster all my life.
Okay.
And a 2% drop and a 20% vote share for SP, BSP is going to throw up almost the same result as 2014. We could be down by a couple of seats because we won 2014 elections. Every seat we have won with massive margins. If you drop 2%, what it effectively means is that seats that you have won with a 2% margin in 2014, you are likely to lose. And I cannot think of such seats. in Uttar Pradesh.
The pollsters being countered by the other pollster on the panel. Jay Roog is countering you.
Sir, with great respect to you, Mr.
So
Nassar Rao,
therefore,
with
I
great
think
respect to you.
it needs some more explanation.
Yeah, with great respect to you, the 2% or here it's actually a 4% swing away from the BJP. You know, when we statistically do a simulation on the seats, we say, okay, we'll reduce 4% across all the seats. Those seats with a 4% margin will grow. But actually, this -4 is an aggregation of everything happening all across different seats.
Yes.
So there are going to be some seats where the hit is going to be large, some seats where the hit is going to be small.
And I want to add something to what you are saying.
Okay.
What I find here is that while giving Congress a plus 5% swing, while actually in Uttar Pradesh, Congress does not exist in that kind of a percentage or number. Basically, BJP pulled the Samajwadi Party votes in terms of percentage in the previous election, will swing back to Samajwadi Party.
Mr. Achari wants to come in on that point.
Then what is the number?
Mr. Achari.
Rahul, I differ with you on this 2014 comparison of 2019.
Okay.
Because 2017 we had an assembly election and BJP polled 41.35% of votes and swept the entire Uttar Pradesh. And you have to compare that because just 1 year down the line, Yogi Adityanath has consolidated and every...
Arguably, sir. Yeah. That's your perception.
No.
I mean...
No.
No,
that is
What are you talking about?
See,
let me get in Faizan Kidwai hasn't.
Let's get the Samajwadi Party.
Faizan Kidwai hasn't spoken, so with your permission, let me get in the Samajwadi Party's view. Faizan Kidwai, now it's time to break the suspense. Kis taraf hai aap? Will you go with Rahul Gandhi? Will you go with Mayawati? Will you take Ajit Singh along? What's your combination going to be? Because at the moment, the way it looks like, you are gaining a few seats if you don't form an alliance. But it's not enough to really start a story of New Delhi from Uttar Pradesh for regional parties.
See, Samajwadi Party is definitely going to have an alliance with the BSP, Mayawati ji, that's for sure. As far as who other parties will be, that's for the top leadership to decide, and I'm not in a position to comment about that as of now. Whenever the top leadership decides, the media will be informed about it. But I was listening to Mr. Rajagopala, and he was talking about the good work of Mr. Narendra Modi. So you said Mr. Narendra Modi has electrified the entire country and Uttar Pradesh. Sir, for your kind information, 33 million households in India are without electricity. 44% of rural Uttar Pradesh is without electricity. Yogi Adityanath launched the Saubhagya scheme, sir. He is able to meet only 13% of the target which he had planned. So your Yogi Adityanath has failed miserably. Under Akhilesh Yadav, the GSDP of Uttar Pradesh was 7.4%. Yogi brought it down to 6.4%. So, and sir, also, you should also know, very recently, a budget of 3 lakh plus 3 lakh crore plus was sanctioned by Yogi Adityanath. 32 of your very important departments utilize only 30% of it.
It's quite clear from these numbers that something is denting the BJP. Obviously, it's coming down to performance. You're losing almost 16 seats from last time.
Agreed.
BSP and SP are going together. That's what
we'll come to those scenarios.
Mr. Kidwai did not say about Congress. He did not specifically say about Congress.
Uttar Pradesh is not
He is
Congress
not going to be very important aspect.
Rajagopal
because
hold your horses. We don't know what the scenario you are going to throw up. Let's look at these scenarios.
Even before you go for the next scenario, Rahul, admission coming from Mr. Nishant Verma कि कांग्रेस तो है ही नहीं उत्तर प्रदेश में।
महागठबंधन जब आप कह रहे हैं तो महागठबंधन का फैब्रिक आप राहुल गांधी और कांग्रेस के
सुदर्शन साहब
आप देखिए उत्तर प्रदेश
कांग्रेस है ही नहीं, एडमिशन हो गया, कंसीड कर दिया।
अरे वो तो लड़िए कहाँ लड़ रहे हैं तभी उसका उत्तर प्रदेश में आप देखिए बीएसपी
ये तो देखिए जादू तो देखिए
आप देखिए
ओके
अरे ये 5% वो कहाँ मिलेगा? वो 5% जो है
ओके
बीजेपी का नंबर बढ़ा रहे हैं।
Gentlemen, let's open this up. Let's open this up. Achai sir, 1 second. Let's look at scenario number 1. Viewers, let's look at scenario number 1.
नहीं देगा, पर एसपी बीएसपी 50 सीटें ले जाएगी। सही।
Okay, big zero.
लेकिन महागठबंधन
Let's have a look. Here it is. The vote share.
50 सीटें ले जाएगी।
Okay. Gentlemen, we are going to scenario number 1.
महागठबंधन हो जाएगा।
अच्छा वर्मा जी अब देख लीजिए, you've been waiting for a verdict on whether, and now what is scenario number 1, that the Samajwadi Party, the BSP, the Congress and the RLD come together. So let's go to that, let's pull that out, let's have a quick look, and let's have a look. Here it is, the Mahagathbandhan with the Congress in the mix will get 49 seats. The others, 0. The NDA with its lone ally, Apna Dal, will get 31. That's the impact of the Mahagathbandhan with the Congress in the picture. Now that is a massive erosion. If you look, viewers, here, very, very clearly, look at the numbers for the NDA in 2014, 73. The erosion, 42 seats from the NDA. This is a real cause for alarm, worry for the NDA. GV Narasimha Rao, this is the impact of the Mahagathbandhan. Now you can call it opportunistic, you can call it a alliance based on contradictions, but Jay, this looks like a scary figure. You have a different view on this, and I will come to that view. But on the face of it, it looks scary. Is it possible?
It is quite possible.
It is quite possible.
Because given the fact that the vote share of the leading coalition in this would be around 50%, it would have a distinct edge over the NDA.
Yeah.
So, and the problem is that when it's a clear two-way fight, even a 3% vote share difference is a difference, and that can separate the winner and the loser.
Okay, separate the winner and the loser. Now, if the Congress were out of the picture, if it was the BSP, Samajwadi Party and the RLD, which looks like the most likely combination, let's have a look at what those numbers are. Here they come up on our screens. There you can see them. Slightly better for the NDA, 45. The Mahagathbandhan with Akhilesh, Mayawati, Ajit Singh, 33. And you can see the Congress gets 2. But you see, once again, the erosion, 28 seats. So fewer seats lost if these two come together, minus the Congress. But if the Congress is added to the kitty, it becomes a very troublesome scenario. And you can start thinking as to whether they will be, these three individuals, it'll all come down on them. It'll all come down on them. Mr. Raja Gopalan, this
of course what it
is not
indicates
pleasant.
Is a danger signal for BJP. I do agree, there is no, but here mother and son too, where Verma is going to say anything. This two is only Amethi and Raebareli.
No, but
I
will present you. I will present you with a fact here that it cannot be a suitability of presentation. That you still count that as a Mahagathbandhan. If Congress is not there, why do you nomenclate it as Mahagathbandhan? Now it is a suitability of
just now he said there is
no Rahul Gandhi
What is the fabric of Mahagathbandhan? Come together, fight together, they will be selectively contesting. It does not mean that when you put up this kind of figures, that Congress is actually going against
GVL Narasimha Rao, respond to Nishant Verma. He says अगर राहुल गांधी आते नहीं है,
दिखाने के लिए
अगर राहुल गांधी आते नहीं है तो वो महागठबंधन बनता ही नहीं है।
बिल्कुल नहीं है कांग्रेस। मैं जानता हूं कि कांग्रेस का उत्तर प्रदेश में पैठ नहीं है, लेकिन आप ये समझिए कि उनके महागठबंधन के पार्टनर, क्या उनकी क्रिकेट खेलनी नहीं आती उन्हें? आप उनको अलग करके क्यों दिखा रहे हैं?
तो उनके क्या क्रिकेट खेलनी नहीं आती थी मध्य प्रदेश में? नहीं खेले ना जो महागठबंधन के पार्टनर थे।
वहां पे क्रिकेट खेलने की जरूरत नहीं थी, वहां पे फुटबॉल का मैच चल रहा है और बहुत जोर शोर से जीतने वाले। अब आप ये देखिएगा।
GVL Narasimha Rao, respond.
Navika, I think I'm responding to the larger context. I think what you presented, the numbers that you presented so far I think it's, if you add up arithmetic, if you strictly see this projection only on the basis of arithmetic, simply add up votes of different parties, you are going to get this kind of a result. But this is not going to be the dynamics of an election. What is this election going to be fought on? This will be Modi Hatao, will be their slogan, and Hame Bachao.
So
it is their self-survival alliance.
What's wrong in it?
So people know
opportunism, sir, is not a crime in politics, so we know that. Opportunism is not a crime. But Jay has a, okay, gentlemen, one second. Jay has a take on this. When we come out after this short break, one second please. When we come out after this short break, Jay will give his take. And there is, once again, a twist in the tail. Jay has that. He'll be coming right up here. We'll be coming right back. Give us just about 3 minutes, viewers. Don't go away. Is the Mahagathbandhan the NDA Sarkar's Achilles heel? We've called out the numbers. If the BJP were to contest alone, as well as all the other regional parties were to contest alone in Uttar Pradesh, the scenario is coming up on your screens now. Let's pull those numbers out. There you can see the CNX survey that we have conducted suggests that in 2019, if polls were held today, the BJP would get 55 seats, down from 71, 16 down from 71. The BSP, a gainer, 9, picks up 9 seats. The Samajwadi Party picks up 9 seats. The Congress picks up 5. And you can see the BSP, the Samajwadi Party 4, the Congress 3. That's how it all adds up. But if all of them, if all Mayawati, Akhilesh, Rahul Gandhi, Ajit Singh's RLD were to come together, that's the one scenario that the opposition believes will be the game changer. Look at the numbers. If they all come together, the Mahagathbandhan with the Congress will pick up 49 seats out of 80 in Uttar Pradesh. The BJP falls from 71 to 31. The NDA falls from 73 to 31. That's a loss of 42 seats for the NDA. Do the maths. It comes down to almost 240. What do you require to form a government? 273. So you already have an erosion, a big erosion of seats. Can the NDA pick up those seats somewhere else? That's the big question. All of those projections will come later, but just look at these numbers. Big cause of worry. However, if the Congress was taken out of this equation, if it just became a Gathbandhan between Akhilesh, Mayawati and Ajit Singh, these numbers change. There they are on your screens. It's still a worry. 45 for the BJP, and you can see the NDA down as a whole by 28 in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh viewers and these two individuals hold the key to the 2019 elections. But we're going to bring in our cephalogist, Jay. Jay, these numbers, do you believe they are accurate? Do they pass your test?
They're accurate, but the grand finale, as it would play out finally, could be different.
Jay's take coming up on your screens, viewers. This is why he thinks anything could happen. Tell us, Jay. The first, of course, Mahagathbandhan will dent, not damage. Why do you believe so? Let's pull out the next line. Yes.
See, I go back in history. In 1998, there was a Mahagathbandhan in Maharashtra. It was Congress plus Samajwadi Party plus all the RPI Dalit factions together against the Sena BJP. At that point of time, the Sena BJP actually polled the highest because the votes polarized.
Polarized. So if there is a Gathbandhan, then there are only two choices. It's the BJP versus the Gathbandhan.
Absolutely.
So the BJP's base is not distracted.
In fact, all the fence sitters from the other side will move to the BJP.
Will move to the BJP. And that's what happened. Let's go to the next point, because that happened, viewers. According to Jay, it happened in Maharashtra, 1998 precedents. That's what you said.
Yes, and just a correction. It's polled the BJP plus Sena polled the highest ever votes. In fact, in the scene of this polarization, they even penetrated Western Maharashtra.
Polled the highest ever votes. So that could all change. UP's demographic landscape. You were talking about that. How is that different? Because it ensures that SP, BSP and Congress alliance will stay restricted, confined to Muslim dominant seats.
Its impact will be the highest in these seats. In the other seats, lesser. We go back again to 1993. the BJP had only 33% votes, the SP-BSP had 29% votes. Yet the BJP polled well in the lower belts of UP. Now the BJP's coalition is much more broader. It's a rainbow coalition. Therefore, it has the ability to challenge this Mahagathbandhan in the less Muslim dominant seats.
So we are talking about a north-south divide almost in Uttar Pradesh itself.
Yes, absolutely. The one with the Terai belt and the one that is below.
Okay, important.
One question that I'd like to ask Jay. Jay, this Mahagathbandhan or the Gathbandhan between the Samajwadi Party and the BSP didn't quite happen in the state elections.
Yeah.
Do you think any of those formulae are going to work in the Lok Sabha elections, or willy-nilly do you think it's a given?
Look,
at least SP, BSP will go together?
See, they will certainly go together. Yet, I'm not sure if it could be a match without a nail-biting finish.
Okay.
Let's go back to Mayawati. Again, I always allude to this example. In the 1999 Lok Sabha conference vote of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, just the previous day, before the conference vote, she said she's going to abstain because one is Nagnath, the other is Sapnath. And the next day, she went and voted against the BJP. Okay. So I'm not sure if this is going to go without a nail-biting finish.
So the maths might be adding up, but the chemistry, all-important chemistry, does the demographic divide? We've got to wrap up. We run out of time. Mr. Verma, completely run out of time. Sorry about this, but we're going to go in for a short break. Lots more coming up. Big news day today. What's happening with Navjot Singh Sidhu? We come back to that at 7 o'clock. It's all from us here, a Poll Pulse special. Thank you very much for watching.